of a person's professional life. It also includes the course of events that have taken place in a person's life, the sequence of occupations, and the positions held by the individual. It includes the life roles and which are combined to tell us about the commitment and in work of the person from adolescence to adult life. Career is something that our lives that affects the rest of our lives. Career development refers to the preparation, entry, and mm, making the and improving the career of a person. Career education refers to information for preparing for a career and facilitating the growth of the career. The it often includes the totality of an experiences of the person from he learns about by engaging in work as a part of a way of living. Information useful in the process of career counseling includes educational, occupational, and psychosocial information related to the working, availability of training, work, the nature of work, and status of the workers in the occupation. The term career counseling refers to those activities which are carried out by the career counselor in a variety of settings in order to stimulate and facilitate the career of a person. These activities include assistance in career planning, decision making, and adjustment. School, the yes, in now in school career guidance means the continuous development of career by different extracurricular activities, coping, getting coping skills, helping in decision making, in career information, and in self understanding. In this process, students get information about all types of careers and apply an understanding of themselves and the environment. They integrate the information and decide for the career. Career counseling includes the understanding and recognition of oneself and the environment, the conflicts within oneself, and making decisions on the based on the conflicts and understanding of oneself. Career is a very important aspect in one's life. Whatever the career path the student may choose, it will impact the life greatly. Thus, we have to choose career with a lot of self-analysis, critical thinking, feeling the touch, uh, decision making, and then finally commitment and follow-up. It is not just the students who get the dilemma of uh, of deciding a career. Sometimes employees who have done 30 years of work may also get this dilemma in their life. When students are facing crisis in understanding which career is suitable for themselves. It is known as beginner's crisis, and when adults get a dilemma in deciding their career, it is known as midlife crisis. A student's life is the first crossroad in our lives. By keeping certain factors in mind, the student has to make a choice from. Some of the popular career choices are engineering, medical, arts, and commerce. Which career to choose and with what terms and based on what terms is something that every student will have to worry about. There are five golden steps to career guidance. They are self analysis, critical thinking, feeling the touch, decision making, and then finally commitment and follow up. During self analysis, the students understand their strengths and weaknesses, their interests, their aptitudes, their potential, their personality, the resources, the support system. Uh, they assess the medical conditions, if any, and then we integrate this information. After having a detailed understanding of oneself, we start looking at all the pros and cons and start deciding which career to choose. In critical thinking, the candidate has to look at all the careers, all the aspects of the situation, that is, the personality of the student, the aptitude, the interest, the the amount of cost involved, the job opportunities, the stability, the risk, and the fields that are suitable for them according to their situation. After deciding which career would be suitable, the students must get the feel. They should start working, interacting with professionals in the particular field. They should start doing internships, and they should start uh, going to institutions for understanding the type of work involved. After getting the feel is very important for certain students who can work to their fullest potential only if certain if the type of environment they are suitable for is given to them. After making the decision, the students then look for the eligibility criteria, the universities and institutes that provide the courses for which they want to apply for, the cost, the duration of the study period, the cost involved, whether to study in India or go abroad, and the different job opportunities which are available. Once the final decision is taken, then the commitment is to be taken and the career should be carried out. Once the individual starts working in that environment, then we have to assess the satisfaction of the individual and the employers. Thus, selecting a career should be based not only on your interest, it should be based on your aptitude, your intelligence, your personality, the kind of background you have, medical conditions, if any, and the type of resources you have, whether you can afford the courses or not, and whether it is suitable in your condition. So we have to see each and every essential aspect before deciding a career. It has to be, this decision has to be taken very wisely in order to lead a satisfied, a happy, and a successful life. Now, if any questions are to be asked, you can ask them from me. Any
Uh,
questions to be asked?
so if you have any doubts about your career or what career counseling is, you can use this time and ask you can unmute yourself and ask the questions. Let's make the session very interactive.
Ma'am, actually, we have got one question. You can
Okay.
box.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, good evening. This is Velu Ramesh from Andhra Pradesh. I'm
Okay.
asking that sometimes people getting confined in their mentality. How come? How can overcome from that confinement?
You are not audible. Please uh, raise the volume.
Ma'am, sometimes people's getting confined. Them, themselves, they feels like that we are alone. How can overcome from that psychological mindset?
See, every individual has his own life. Okay. So you just have to adjust according to your situation and take decisions according to the situation you are in. You should try to get maximum resources you can from the society and the environment.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, ma'am, we have questions from Sanskar Vermani. So, is asking which careers are considered to be evergreen.
See, it's difficult to say which career is going to be evergreen for you because uh, because of the changing trends. Okay, because now everything is becoming digital. So it has been estimated that 80% of the jobs in India they'll be lost because of the increase in artificial intelligence. So it is difficult to say which career is going to be evergreen. So, in order, and it also is very important to know the kind of person you are. Okay, your interest, your intelligence, your aptitude, your personality, and the resources which you have. So, according to that, because all trends they keep changing. So it depends on what you are. Every person is unique. Every person is unique in his own way. So you have to choose your career on the basis of that.
Yes, ma'am. So, Ashwin, he has asked a question. He wants to talk about industrial and organizational psychology jobs. So,
Okay.
what's the scope of the jobs? Can you talk about that, ma'am? Industrial and organizational psychologist.
Yes, in industrial and organizational psychology, it is very useful because in these days, the lot of psychologists are being hired by uh, industries and companies and different law firms and all. because it's very important to know about the mindset of different people. It is very important to know, you have jobs like HR manager, and it is very important to know what is going to motivate the employees of the organization to perform better. uh, these days a lot of perks are being given. I mean, when you join an organization, all organizations are trying to keep the employees satisfied so that there is long term commitment, and they are giving lot of good perks. Lot of good companies who hire employees, they want to they want to have a long term relationship with them, and they want them to be more loyal, and they give a lot of perks. So they are hiring psychologists to, and it's very important to exactly when we are doing selection of candidates, it's very important to know that the candidate you are selecting, is he is he capable of working in the type of environment the particular organization has. Because if you select the wrong candidate, the whole organization is going to face the negative consequences. So it is very important to know, to do the right selection for the candidate. And for that, the psychologists, the organizational psychologists, they come up with tests. Even while giving training, they decide the types of incentives to be given to the employees. Okay, so, and they have to maintain the politics also in the organization. So there is a lot of scope of psychology in industrial and organizational psychology. Even the lawyers over there, the commercial lawyers, they are also employed by these companies. So it's very important to know, the working of the brain. It's it's a very upcoming field. If you are interested in it, you must go further.
He has asked another question, ma'am. Are organizational psychologists less paid
Okay,
or underpaid?
okay.
So are they being underpaid, ma'am? So do they get equal wages? Are they getting a good wages, ma'am?
Okay, they are not getting good wages. Hello.
He's asking whether they are being paid a good amount or not.
See, it depends on from organization to organization. Certain companies, they because during this time of recession, okay, because of this pandemic, corona, lot of companies have undergone a lot of loss. So that is why they are removing certain employees, and they might reduce the wages also of employees. So because of this pandemic, yes, a lot of economical uh, mm, economical problems have come up in the industrial and organizational sector. So if you feel the company will compensate for it in the future, when the situation comes in control, then perhaps the company, it on the performance of the workers, the company might start giving them a good amount again. They might start getting the right wages.
Yes, ma'am. So the next question is Sandeep Singh. He has asked a question. He wants to discuss about sports psychology, and he wants to know about the scope of sports psychology in India.
Yes, sports psychology is a very important upcoming field in psychology. See, the way you have to motivate the sports persons. is very important. For sports psychologists, they tell the sports persons, they motivate them to do their practices, their training properly, so that they can be successful on the national as well as the international field. And plus, so sports psychologists always also have to keep motivating the sports persons to keep doing better. So uh, um, India is also trying to take care of the sports persons, and it becomes, when the sports persons, they when they start losing, okay, they get demotivated, they don't want to continue with their career. So at that time a sports psychologist can come in use. Or suppose, say, some sports psychologist has sports person has got hurt, or some type of, sometimes the opponents, they also try to distract the sports person. you know they try to disturb the, their opponents. So at that time it is very important for a sports psychologist to go there and tell the sports person that you have to concentrate on your performance, and do not pay attention, to what the others are thinking or saying, or how the other, or your opponent is behaving. Because it does happen even in the sports ground. The lot of, they try to distract, they try to spoil the mood of the sports person, you know and it also becomes depressing when you start losing. So to motivate the person, to keep the mental state of the sports person well, the sports psychologist is very much in need. You have to
Yes, ma'am.
keep trying and trying again, and then only you will be successful.
Yes, ma'am. So the next question is, Danisha, yes, asked that switching career at the age of 27, is that a right decision?
Which career is he trying to change?
Uh,
It's
Danisha?
gonna be interior designing.
See, first of all, uh, I would not say it's midlife crisis, but you must go to a career counselor who will conduct certain tests on you, and then he will sit and talk to you. That's a complete session you will have to take from a career counselor, because career counseling uses tests of personality, aptitude, skills, interests, and then he sees all the resources. And everybody has a different situation, so you have to go to a career counselor, a good career counselor, who can show you the right direction to move in. Otherwise, it can be very disastrous for your career as well as your life, because your entire life is affected by career. Your social relationships, the your lifestyle, everything depends on your career. Even the type of life partner you get depends on your career. Because if you have a good career, you are economically stable, you are financially stable, and somebody can feel that, yes, that you are going to be a good life partner, only then you get a right spouse. So I would suggest you that you must go to a good career counselor who will take a detailed assessment report of you, and then he will show you the right career path. It's not so easy to decide which career to choose just on a based on a little bit of information.
Thanks,
Yes, ma'am.
thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It was really helpful.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So the next question was asked by Imanshu Tiwari. He is asking, how can I earn while graduating in psychology from Banaras Hindu University?
How can you earn while graduating?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are doing psychology. See, these days, you can work uh, as you can, become a teacher. You can start uh, doing tuitions. You can work under certain coaching centers if you have the knowledge, and you can also start doing certain internships where you get paid for your skills. But your focus should be basically right now only on your studies, in making your career rather than earning. Your complete energies should be focused on making, because right now the competition is a lot. So although, yes, you can earn, you can join certain centers, and you can even teach students. You can give home tuitions, and along with it you can do graduation. But your basic focus should be on your studies right now, because uh, you are not even a graduate right now. So and that's how, that I would suggest.
Velluru Ramesh, sir, do you have a question right now? Mm. Okay, ma'am. So let's move to the next question. So Sanskar Vermani has asked, what is the scope of clinical psychology in today's world and in near future?
The scope of
Clinical psychology.
clinical psychology.
Yes,
Clinical
ma'am.
psychology is a great field, but for being a clinical psychologist, you should have a science background, that is physics, chemistry, and biology, and psychology also. You must have psychology as a subject, physics, chemistry, and biology. After that, you can do your bachelor's in psychology, then you have to do master's, and then you should go in for MPhil, clinical psychology. Now, uh, all those in different universities, there are different rules. But a clinical psychologist uh, in India is registered with the RCI, and you can, clinical psychologist has a lot of scope. After doing clinical psychology, after doing your MPhil in clinical psychology, there are a lot of scopes in every area. You can pursue a career in almost all fields in life. But it needs a lot of intensive training. Okay, you have to work really hard to be a clinical psychologist. But then if you do it, then for to become a clinical psychologist, the career path would be to do physics, chemistry, biology, and psychology. Then do your bachelor's in psychology, then master's in clinical psychology, and then you should go in for MPhil. That will make you a clinical psychologist, and there's plenty of scope for them too.
Yes, ma'am. So Prashanta Singh, she has asked a question. Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Hello, yes.
Yes, ma'am. So Prashanta has asked a question. Is there any diploma courses available for sports psychology?
In sports psychology, uh, you can go online, and you can even search, in the UPSC exams, whether there's a course for sports psychology. So you'll
Yes,
have to go online for that.
yes, ma'am. So Muskan Singh, he has a question. Being an engineer, I have so many fields I could work in, but I am finding it really difficult to decide which career to choose.
If you are doing engineering, there are a lot of choices you have. Now, the the type of place you want to work in depends on a lot of things, it depends on the personality you have, right? The inner potential in you, the skill you should must go in for, you should be going to a good career counselor who will sit with you and discuss all the fields, okay, which a engineer can go into. And then after, assessing your situation, looking at all the pros and cons, do you arrive at the decision. See, these decisions, they are not taken on the basis of little bit of information. You have to go into the details, of each and everything. So after, and then even the see the resources you have, and the type of, support, familial support you have, what your family members want, and what do you plan to do in life, what motivates you to become an engineer. Okay, so there are a lot of things which have to be uh, mm, uh, you know taken into concern while choosing a career. So each and every aspect has to be viewed. You don't just choose a career on the basis of little bit of information. It's a complete assessment to be done on a person. Then you look at the familial support, the resources, the amount of money that you have to put, and the risks, the and the stress, the pressures, everything has to be taken into consideration before selecting, a particular stream in engineering. Because engineering has lot of, different areas.
Okay, ma'am. So
Sir,
can
one
you
more
just
question.
yes,
Hello.
yes,
May
yes,
I put one more question?
yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Ma'am, I have one question that in the view of institutional psychology, how can how would we differentiate it is a option or a part of the life? How can we differentiate?
How do we differentiate between
Thank you. Uh, Institutional psychology.
differentiate between institution?
So your
Uh,
question is unclear, sir.
Actually, ma'am, how can we differentiate the institutional psychology? We have to take it as a part of the life, or it is an option to take it in the professional field, other in career life.
Institutional psychology, uh, in from which university are you doing it?
Ma'am, yeah, it is a, I asking that it is as a professional person having a service, putting his service in any field work. How can he take that artificial intelligence as a part of in his institutional psychology or a option for that to take it.
Ma'am, I think is asking is institutional psychology a part of psychology, or we can do anything as a career in institutional psychology, ma'am.
The institutional psychology, uh, it is an emerging field in psychology. Depends on the institutions you are talking about. If you talk of, psychology does have a lot of um, application in all the fields. of institutional psychology. So you it depends on where you want to do it, whether you in which institution you want to do it.
Okay, ma'am. So we have another question. It's from Farin Kamal. Ma'am, what would what would a career in child psychology? What should I do after MA in psychology? I think is asking. He wants to become a child psychologist, and what should he do after MA in psychology to become a child psychologist?
Okay. See, after doing MA in psychology, in order to become a child psychologist, you have to do your MPhil. Okay. Because after doing, if you have done MA in clinical psychology, then the scope is definitely a lot. Okay. You can open your own clinic. Uh, Although abroad there are chances, in places like Australia and United Kingdom, there is scope abroad. So, but in India, um, in for child psychology, I think you have to do you have to do it in clinical, but abroad, even if you become a counseling, if you do your masters in counseling in abroad, there are chances you can become a psychologist. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So we have yet another question from Ashwin. I has asked, how will the interview for an organizational psychologist done? Thus, I need a PhD in it. Also, does the college and university I studied matters apart from my skills and marks?
See, these days people are taken on the basis of they are selected on the basis of their potential. If you are good in your work, it will come up in the interview. Okay, when you want to become, if you go for becoming an organizational psychologist, uh, uh, before selecting you, okay, they will definitely look at your marks. They will also take an interview of yours. And the very good organizations, they also conduct certain tests, okay, which you have to clear to become an employee of an organizational psychologist. It has a detailed structure. You have to go to the organization, whichever organization you are wanting to join. You must do research on it. That will tell you. And even the CV that you take to the organization, in that also you should make it clearly stated what your potentials are, what are your strengths. They should be shown in your CV. It does matter a lot. And you must do research of the organization you are going to join, because the people who will take your interview, they will want to know that how much you know about the organization. They will want to know how much knowledge you have. So that is very important.
Yes, ma'am. So Nasima Gakti, she has raised her hand. If you have any
Yeah.
questions, you can ask now.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, I have completed my MA in psychology.
Okay.
Now I am planning to go for my MPhil to get RCI registration. There are, ma'am, either diplomas from the RCI. Can I go for those diploma, or MPhil is mandatory to go, be a psychologist?
See, you must refer to the guidelines of RCI. Okay.
Okay.
That is because in order to become a psychologist, there are certain criterias which you have to fill. Okay.
Okay.
So it is a must that you should know what you want to do and how to do. So you must go online and you should search, that what all you need to do your MPhil in psychology, what all you should be doing, what all other requirements
Okay.
required, because it is very important to know the procedures and the criteria, the eligibility. All these are very important.
Acha. If I do my diploma, in that case also I'll be getting RCI number, ma'am. Registration number. So will I be eligible to open a clinic?
Uh, you can just refer to the rules of the RCI, bache.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
You must
Thank
go.
you.
You should go to the website RC of the RCI. You should
Yes.
know the guidelines, because if you open a clinic,
Okay.
because the clinical psychologists, they are given a license. Okay, so you have to have a degree in MPhil also. So you must find the rules and regulations. And one more thing, the rules and regulations, they keep changing also.
Okay.
Okay, so what is accepted 3 4 years ago may not be accepted now.
Okay.
So you must know all the rules and regulations of RCI. You should go online and you should get more information.
Ma'am, there are opportunity to enter government sector with this degree.
Yes, there is. Once you do your MPhil, you can join any government hospital.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So yes, ma'am. We have a question from Yamini Verma. She is doing MA counseling psychology. She is asking about career opportunities in India and abroad.
Okay. See, if you are doing MA in counseling psychology, in India, you can become a school counselor. Okay. But in order to become a doctor, a clinical psychologist, you can do it only from Australia or United Kingdom. Okay, like in universities abroad, because they do give a chance. Although if you in abroad also, they will be conducting certain tests, okay, in order to know that whether you have the knowledge or not. In India, you have to do first do your MPhil to be a clinical psychologist, right? But abroad, after doing MA in counseling, you can opt for being a clinical psychologist. L- In all, see, in all the universities, there are different rules. You have to go online, do your complete research, and then come up to the decision of what you want to do. Because after doing MA in counseling psychology, see, when we do MA in clinical psychology, we have more scope. Okay, you can go as a you can go in for clinical psychology in India also, but in places like DU. Okay, so since all universities, they have their own rules, so you will have to first find out the rules, the eligibility criteria, the duration of the course. Okay, you have to go online, and then you have to decide whether you should go abroad or not, and which organization to join again depends on your degree. Okay, so because the rules are different for each and every country. For for Australia, it's different. For United States, for UK, for India, all countries have different criteria.
Okay, ma'am. She wants to open her own clinic. So, will doing a MPhil in clinical after MA psychology works?
Yes, it does. If you do your MPhil in clinical after doing your masters in clinical, it will work. You can open your clinic, and you can also, join some government hospital, or you can join some other private hospital also.
Okay, ma'am. So does anyone ask any other questions?
I just wanted to say something, that
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
there's a lot of confusion
Mm.
these days, uh, that in after doing your masters, whether in clinical or counseling, which stream you can go. So what I would highly recommend all the students over here is that please look at all the guidelines. You must go to the RCI, you must go online, you should see the eligibility criteria for getting enrolled in universities. You should decide a career path. Okay. And if you are highly confused, then I would tell you to go to a career counselor who will help you out. Okay, it is the career counselor who will help you out. But please
Okay.
refer to the rules and regulations of RCI and the university, or the country that you are wanting to go in for a profession. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, we are about to end the session, ma'am. It's nearing 5 p.m. So would
Sir,
you
can
like
I
to
ask
say
one more question?
Yes,
yes? Make it quick, please.
yes.
So did anyone ask for a question?
Hello, am
Yes.
I audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, can I do my MPhil from IGNO? Does
MPhil.
it has the same value as we do it regular basis?
See, when you do uh, MPhil, it's a very detailed process. So it depends, on how you want to work out, because MPhil does have it has more or less has the same value, but it depends, on from organization to organization how you want to go about it. You never know that what criteria the organization which or the hospital that you are going to, what they are looking for. So it depends. You should first make an inquiry, of the places. If after doing your MPhil, where do you want to join? So you should do this, research first before applying for MPhil in IGNU or from another, from a proper research center.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So, ma'am, it's 5 p.m. now, and we have our time minute. Actually, it was a wonderful session. It was very great of you to answer a lot of questions, ma'am. So, thanks a lot. This is our certificate of appreciation we issued from the 3G School of Psychology. I will mail this to you, and I will also share the feedback form with you, ma'am. So, yeah, do you, hello? So yes,
Yes,
ma'am. This is the certificate, ma'am. I will mail
thank
it
you
to you,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. So I request all the participants to fill in the feedback form. The last session, Many of you have attended the session but failed to fill the feedback form. We can get to know whether you have attended the session or not only through this feedback form. So please fill in it. And yeah, that's it, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do the meeting now, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. Raj Javed has been raising hands. You can unmute yourself and talk.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
I didn't get my answer yet, as I have posted my question in the chat box, but
Okay.
unfortunately, I didn't get the answer yet.
I guess you're not audible. Deepak, is she audible?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
You
as I
can.
posted my question in the chat box, unfortunately, I not get the answer yet.
Hmm. You can just ask the question once again.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure. My
Yes.
question is related to what is the difference between integrated PhD and the PhD, and what would be the better option?
Integrated PhD, I think it will have a lot of, you have to integrate, you have to uh, collect a lot of matter. And normal PhD will be in any specific field. So PhD, integrated PhD, I think will be a little tougher because it will have, you will have to borrow knowledge from a lot of disciplines. Okay, from a lot of other, disciplines, you will have to gain knowledge. But a normal PhD will make you specialized in a particular field. So, depending on your interest, okay, what is motivating you, based on that, you can, you know, choose.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And my another question is that give some update regarding the diplomas in psychology.
Yes, there are a lot of diplomas in psychology. Psychology is an upcoming field. I tell you, in each and every aspect, we are using psychology. And now there is a combination of artificial intelligence and psychology. We are going to combine the principles of psychology along with artificial intelligence, to make a better world. So I would think that doing diploma in psychology, there are a lot of diplomas in psychology, and you should choose the one based on your interest and what is motivating you to do it, right? The reason behind it. Any other question?
Ma'am, that's all. Meeting session is over. You can leave, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your time, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a reminder again. Okay, for today's session, feedback form will be there in the chat box right now. Deepak has sent it, and for the certificate, we'll be giving the certificate only for people who have been joining the internship. To join the internship, you can PC Deepak. He'll be giving you the link for the Google Classroom. In that, you'll be able to access all the sessions and also do the assignments. Based on the assignment submission, you'll be getting the not we won't provide certificate for each and every session because it's an altogether 1 month internship. So just again, small reminder regarding the international psychology conference. It's going to happen on January 30 and 31st. And as a volunteer, what your task is to get the registrations, and minimum registration of 25 is required to get the volunteer certificate. If you get a 75 registration, you will be getting the volunteer kit, and 250 registration will be giving you the letter of recommendation for the personally signed by the CEO of the company and also chairman of the company. So we are providing the session as a part of the internship for the 3G interns of 3G School of Psychology, but we thought we'll be providing you the sessions for the volunteers also because they are getting the registrations and all. So we are giving you, we're giving you the guys with all these benefits, and we do expect registration numbers from you guys. Everything. For more information, you can just log in into the website of www.3gschoolofpsychology.org. If you log in that with your registered email ID, you will be able to find the referral ID and also see how many people are registered with your referral number, like the participants and the volunteers. If you have any doubts, you can just unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, I hope all of you would find this was a great session. If you are getting a lot of registration, we can arrange you with for a session with an career counselor. So Irfana would have sent a form, should have sent a Google form. So those who are getting the most number of registrations, we will arrange a session with a career counselor. So you can discuss about your career with the counselor. So that would be a really, really great session. So all we want you to do is to get maximum number of registrations. So I can see some questions. Yes, for in Kamal, the volunteers will get both the volunteer and the participant certificate. But the volunteers should make at least 25 registrations. Does anyone have any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I paid 500 rupees for world record of book certificate.
Yes.
And for all the details I have sent for the referral ID 001.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know the name, and because once I had seen this thing in the Facebook, it's been like 15 to 20 days or more than that, I guess.
Okay.
So I have sent the details of the amount paid to that number, what has been provided into the FB page.
Okay.
So I'll be getting it right.
Can you PC us in one of our admins? Like which number did you send? Like you paid in online, right?
Yeah. Shall I tell you the number right now?
No, did you get registered through InstaMojo?
Yeah, InstaMojo.
Okay then. So if it's done, means we'll be getting it by mail after the conference. After 10 to 15 days, we'll be getting the certificate. Mail
After
to
conference, how many days?
10 to 15 days after the conference.
Acha, after 30th and 31st. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Yes, thank you. The certificate, participation certificate, and the volunteer certificate is free. To get a volunteer certificate, you have to get 25 registrations minimum.
Yeah, yes.
If you guys have any doubts, please do ask. We'll be ending the meeting in
Good
2 minutes.
evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am trying to make others to register for it, but I am not able to help them out. Uh, Yesterday when I called you, you said I need to put my ID, but I don't know how to insert that ID number and send it to others. Did you get me? I hope you got me.
Yes, ma'am, I do remember you, ma'am. Yeah. So, like, let us PC me in WhatsApp, ma'am. I'll let you know what your referral ID is, and you can delete the messages that you have sent in all the group with the
I
wrong.
have done I have done that deleting and sending them not to register in those IDs I have already sent. But now, how do I put my ID and ask them to register?
Ma'am, one
I
second.
think I will personally. Hello, I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
I personally send you to your WhatsApp my ID and you will be able to help me out.
Ma'am, can you repeat again, ma'am?
I am thinking of sending that ID number to your personal number. Will you be able to help me out to help others to register?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. We will
definitely.
be responding, ma'am.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, anybody else? Do you have any doubts? Please do ask right
So
away.
somebody has a doubt. Miss Yamni Verma, you can text me Deepak. I will send you the details of Roma Sharma, ma'am. You can find me as Deepak and admin of any of the VL psychology groups. If you can't find the number, you can text Joel and ask for my number from him. Please tell me more about it.
For
Yeah,
Ifraj
and
Chandra
for
has
the
asked regarding
internship.
the special assignment. For volunteers, they have to just focus on getting the registrations. Like, if you have log in through our official website, you'll be getting a 4-digit referral ID. So that will be a referral ID, and you can add it in the posters, and also that will be in the page. That'll be like posters and content, promotion the materials. So that you can copy it, add your referral, and share it to your classmates, your people, friends, and also to the people who have interest in psychology. Like anybody can attend the conference; it is for free.
So if you want to join the internship, you can always PC me. I'm Deepak. You can find me in VL groups. Yeah, if you want to join the internship, you can PC me. Do we have any other doubts?
Okay, guys. So I hope we have answered all your doubts. So is there anybody else who want to ask right now? Like unmute yourself quick and just let me know. Nazima, like we are not able to hear you clearly.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Uh, do we have every day this session
Yeah,
till
we
the
have sessions
am
till
I right?
28th of this month.
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
We have sessions till 28th of this month, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Different timing.
Nazima, you
Am I
can.
right? Is it different timing of the same time?
Mostly it will happen from 5 to 6, ma'am. Sometimes it will happen from 4 to 5 p.m. Mostly it will
Oh,
happen from
that's
5 to
that's fine
6.
because we have till 3 o'clock. We have classes, other classes. That's right.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay, how kind of you. Thank
We
you
will
so
also
much.
upload the session in YouTube, so anytime you can watch it also, ma'am. So Nazima, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Watch live. It's good to watch live. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Nazima, you can talk.
Sorry, I didn't want to talk. It's my doubts are cleared.
Okay, cool then. Okay, guys, hope you have cleared all your doubts. So thank you so much. So important thing is just get the registrations done. Like today, if you can, after the session, just send share this content, the posters. You can also check out our Instagram page at 3 School of Psychology, and you can also connect with me and Deepak and she and also Irfana, CEO of 3GIRPS, and through Instagram and or through LinkedIn. So I hope we have all answered your questions. Can I get okay? The YouTube link we'll be sending it in the volunteer groups. Okay, so from your side, we expect you guys to share the content with your referral IDs and get the registrations. Initially, start off sending it to your close friends, talk to them about some about internships and also the opportunity in the conference, and tell your friends to share it to their friends, and just keep sending it, sharing it to people. So it'll be great. Broadcast it in your WhatsApp circle, and share it in the Facebook groups. Connect with people in LinkedIn, and yeah, in Telegram groups also you can update about this conference with your referral ID. It'll be great, and we need more participants for the conference because we are keeping it for free, and a lot of international speakers will be there, and it will be helpful for everybody. So thank you all. So we'll be ending the session. So thank you so much. Stay tuned with us for more sessions till 28th of this month. So once again, see you then. Bye bye.